We are on. Hi,
Hey,
friends. Hey.
hi everyone.
Your fingers.
Like,
Hi, friends. We saw
Hi.
you starting to chat and apologize. We were being too silly. And I finally just had to hit live. Where are you? I have doves laughing behind. Okay. Hey, Magi. Magi. Thank you. Um, so thank you everyone for coming. Welcome back to another Friday Night Live. What it wouldn't be alive without doves crooning in the background. Thank you for always for supporting us and showing up and keep keeping coming back. It's like our sobriety group on Fridays. It works. Joining us today are people that you already probably know, but everyone here knows Shauna. And then in the same window as Shauna is Barbara, and they're in Sedona. And then we have Natalie joining us. That's Barbara's business partner, who is also in Arizona. And then our beloved Shannon is still in Texas, although was in Minneapolis yesterday, right? Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then
most of the week.
Wow. Was it freezing?
It was weird. Like Tuesday apparently was unseasonably warm and it was like in the 40s and super nice. And then Wednesday morning, it was like a feels like of 12 or something and the wind was blowing and I was just like, "Whoo, this is why I live in Texas." The first couple of days I'm like, "This isn't so bad." No, then I remembered.
Oh.
burr.
Sorry, my okay. So I'm getting emergency texts from my building. Okay,
Oh my. You're
but
getting
I'm
like
not the manager
kind
anymore.
of thing.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, I'm so it's. Let me go back over here. So everyone in our chat, thank you so much for joining us. Donna, whoop, there we go. Donna, Corey, Emily, Sean, and Sherry, and Nikki. Thank you all for coming back. It was really nice having you last week, and we're so happy that you're back. Um, I'm going to let these ladies take it away because they are very professional and very organized. We're going to learn all about essential oils today. Woohoo!
Mm.
I don't know about organized.
Barb, show them the spreadsheet.
Yeah,
Everybody's got to
right.
keep
I
organized.
do
Yeah.
have a lot of notes in case you guys have questions. But how did this always start?
I was gonna say we
Let's
could
go.
start with how
Yeah.
this started, and it was the three of us here: Nat, Barb, and myself. And I was joking, so I would join them, and basically, what you were planning to do some alchemy that weekend, and so I came to hang out, and I got the full suitcase,
The valise.
which I'd never seen of all these amazing essential oils, and so it was cool to get a peek into like their process. And I know nothing. I mean, I know like really nothing. I know a little bit from Barb, but like I really know nothing. So we just started sniffing, and like it got so silly and out of hand because I was shocked how responsive my body was to the essential oils, and we were laughing, and then everyone's different reactions to how I guess it hits your system and what your system likes versus what your system maybe doesn't like. And it turned into like what I said should have been like a bachelorette party because it was so much fun. Basically, getting to know these essential oils and learning more about them and how they function, and really just sniffing them was a gay old
Just
time. So
okay, girls, are you able to scoot up to the microphone a little bit more?
why yes,
Okay. Just like get right all up
get
on
on
it
Barb's
there.
lap. Hang on.
Hi.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay.
We said not today.
Got to pay for those oils somehow.
They ain't cheap. So
Yeah, maybe she'll throw a candle in there, Shauna. No, not literally.
a little spray bottle.
That didn't sound
No,
right.
but it's true. We were laughing about it because it was just so funny that, and Natalie and I have done this too, is like, she may love an essential oil and I really don't like it. And it's the same essential oil and we just have a very different reaction to it. And so we saw that even when we were together, it's like, I'm like, I really like this one. And Shauna's like, oh. or vice versa. So how different we all are in terms of aroma and how it affects the brain and affects our mood. So that was kind of fun. We're like, we should do this on a live
Yeah.
stream and introduce folks to this. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go loopy live. Wow,
Yeah. No,
that was
it's true. Look, when
because
Nat
it
and I were
is right.
it is true because it does affect your senses so differently. And if you
It
do a
does.
lot over and over and over, I mean, there was a time when we were blending so many bottles. And so our business is Star Code Alchemy. And so we get together and we do big batches when we have a, I don't know, sometimes we get like 100 or 200 bottles that we need to produce for an event or a corporate special custom blending. So we're in the oils for hours. And there was one point, I want to say a couple of years ago, maybe, that I had to walk out because I could not make words. I was just like, yeah, gone. And she's laughing. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'm
And then
drunk.
yeah, and it's like I don't usually get high. I'm like, I am so high on this. I could not. I couldn't make words.
This is the
so.
best sober time you'll ever have. Like no joke. I was like, all we need is some chocolate and to like sniff this with each other. And then, by the way, do you want to mention about
Yes. Mm.
that?
The beans. So if
Mhm.
you guys have coffee beans with you, because we're inviting you to, if you have your lemon, lavender, and peppermint, we're going to talk about those three today because they're kind of the big trifecta of like what to have in your medicine kit or your apothecary, and also have some coffee beans with you because that will between the essences it kind of clears the palate. So make sure that you have some beans, and if you love coffee.
I remember that from fancy makeup counters when I was growing up. They would have them with the perfumes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what that was for.
It wasn't to
See,
eat.
full circle.
Yeah. You
Okay.
just grab a bean and
An epiphany.
I,
There's that.
Essential oils in coffee. I mean, come on. When we talk
What?
about flavors and perfume and wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Funny that you mentioned that because when I blend my own, I've been doing it with coffee grounds lately or coffee beans.
Oh.
Have you ever done an oil with coffee beans?
I have, yes.
Yeah, it smells so good.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And
Yeah.
not, didn't you create a candle with?
I did. Yeah, still to be perfectioned.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
only thing with coffee, though, is it kind of neutralizes the scent. So it will change.
hmm
Obviously, we're not talking about applying topical or anything of that, but when we smell it, it does alter the smell and it seems to take over. That's why I love coffee.
Wow.
But
hmm
it does change. It needs to be a little bit more potent, I guess.
I was given an roller when I was in Oklahoma from a friend, and all it said on it was rose coffee woods. And when I held it up, I could see like coffee in there, you know. And so
Mm.
I've been trying to it's one of the best scents ever, and I've been trying to recreate that. And I probably wouldn't have even put those together, but smelling it, you know, was like incredible. So I made a cherry coffee um, patchouli version one, and that's actually really good. But the cherry was too dominant. But anyway, sorry,
Yeah,
you
that's great. Yeah.
yeah.
What is woods
Mhm.
though? What is that?
See, I don't know what she used, so I've been trying
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
different things.
Proprietary.
Tree
There's
bark
so
of
many
some
different
kind.
It was part of
woods.
her
Yeah.
backyard. She just threw it.
Yeah,
She
just
like a
whatever.
bark.
Walking on a trail. Ooh, looks good. Bark.
Just rip it
Yeah.
up. Wow.
But the story is so fascinating about how Star Code Alchemy was formed. So I don't know if you could share
Ooh.
about that.
So yeah, that's like a team light roots for sure. So I was still living in Glendale. So Natalie and I actually were neighbors. We lived like maybe 3 minutes apart, and we met at a meditation group, and then we came to a 2017 Sedona Awakening. What was it
Cosmic.
called?
Cosmic awakening, yes.
Yes. So sitting there and just, was introduced to Rion and watched him. And I'm like, well, this is interesting, this fellow. I don't know what to. I mean, I was just, I had a feeling that something was going to come, like it was going to be an activation. I didn't really know the extent of it. It was a life changer. And so shortly thereafter, got a pyramid. I just really wanted to accelerate the activations. And so got one put in the house. And as we were sitting in that, there were several of us, and just the idea was put the essential oils in the pyramid. I'm like, wow, it's this huge 9-foot pyramid. And so we're sitting there. I'm like, okay, put crystals in the pyramid. So it made no sense to me. And now we started to realize, oh, it's going to activate and amplify. And we're activating and imprinting all of our crystals. All of our products are decontaminated etherically. So there's a whole process that comes in, and light codes are coming in. Nathalie speaks light language as well. And so there's a lot that goes into our blends. In addition to just the scents and things like that, that a lot of people don't even need to know. I think some people just go, it smells good. Okay. And some people will say, did you know that your crystal lights up? And we're like, does it? That's cool. Because I didn't see it, but they can see the frequency and the energetic in it, which makes it a little bit more, maybe more unique than what's out there. But, oh, hello.
I'll just stand away while she chats.
That's one of our
A
bottles.
lot of
So
amazing goodies in there.
yeah, that's our new one that we just came up with for this 2026 season. So there's a Sedona Red Rock.
Is that
there.
what they do online
I
now?
think
They
so,
can-
yes. Shoot it. There's Herkimer Diamond, there's 24 karat gold, and in this specific one, there's lavender, dried lavender flowers, and Larimar for that. This is called the liminal blend for the season that we're going into. But all of our products are very similar. It's just kind of what we put into it is unique. So,
Huh.
Yeah.
yeah.
And what I'm going to say about essential oils, so Starkle Alchemy is a big mix. It's actually a combination. It's this little bundle that you put together, the crystals, the gold, the essential oils, and the love that we put into it, and the frequency into loving. It's about love. The planet needs love. And we need this higher frequency for us to make it in this little message in a bottle to travel and be anywhere. And also not only the property of what the I was going to say the herbs, but what nature brings together. And it's just the magic, just little magic wand. You take it anywhere, everywhere with you. And it's about the power of intention. So everything that we present in this, it has the healing properties, and it has also the wish for you to blend everything together and to start creating with the power of intention your healing journey, your your communication or relationships journey, whatever calls you. And this is how Starkwood Alchemy started at the beginning. It's through the love of the mystery of crystals. I started with what do crystals really mean? Essential oils. I was brought up in France, and my grandmother used essential oils all the time. And all of a sudden, through the creation and the love for the grounding and the connection with the higher divine channeling, I guess. We could call it a higher self, we could call it the cosmos. But everything that we have put together was um, practicality, but it's also uh, quality. And essential oils, it really is about less is more. So this little bottle will take you a long way, but this is not a sales speech. This is really saying where everything started and how what it meant for us originally, the concentration, the frequency, and the power of the quintessence of what this planet and earth creates for us. So, um, yeah, less is more, and it is about quality over quantity. That's what I have to add. And this is how Starkwood Alchemy started. And yeah, and it has to come from you, from the power of the heart, and remembering everything is about the power of intention.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that was so beautiful, Nat. It's such a good team here too. That's why I love how that you work together on these, because you each have such a unique thing that you add to this. And then I know Barb really loves the nerdy stuff. And so
She's the nerd, yes, she
that's
is.
really
Done,
I'm the foo-foo one, but she's the nerd, yes. Somebody has to.
She loves that. I
I love
mean,
it. Let's talk molecules and monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes. Yes, please. Now
Right.
that's why I went to school for this, because I've been blending oils, for over 2 decades too. And I'm like, I don't know. And I think when I went to school, I really learned that you're right, less is more, because there are toxic levels. There are ways that if you use a certain essential oil for too long, it will saturate your nervous system. It might even give you liver problems. I started reading this. I'm going, oh my God, I haven't killed anybody yet, I don't think. It made me a little nervous. And I think we're like, well, so now we're really looking at dilution. We're really looking at what are the most appropriate components? What's the benefit? So to me, that's where I kind of geek out. But I'm wondering, in the audience, what do you guys have questions about? Like, what is your pressing questions? Because there's a lot of ways we can go with this. And talking a little bit about even like the end of last year, the 9 year to support going into the 1 year, just to kind of have a conversation about what you guys want to know. And I have a lot of notes. So.
yes.
I do want to share with you guys a couple of tips down the line too, of like how do you pick a good oil, what's an essential oil, and just like safety features to use it where you're really, really safe. But what do you all want to know? So let's take a look at the.
So the new ones, sorry, we're new to this the new comments are on top, yeah?
Um,
I think so.
you know what?
Corey just said Geek Squad Alchemy Team, which I love. And I'm like, okay, I just said okay. And then Nick just commented. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at
Oh,
this.
I have something to add.
Yes.
So something showed up, one of the messages. So thank you guys. Thank you for being patient with us. I'm just getting familiarized with the screen. And I just saw that somebody mentioned rosemary. And I use
Here, it's
rosemary the most. And it's great for spasm. Yes. Always, I'm not sure where you get your oils from, but it has to be a very A grade quality. The way that they actually create the oils, extract it, has a lot to do with the purity of it. So let's remember, it takes 20 minutes for the oils to be absorbed into your bloodstream as soon as you apply it on your skin. So always making sure, where did you get your oil from? Do you know that this is organic? A lot of them are, what do you call them? Dang, I'm looking for my words. I knew that was going to happen live.
Don't order them on Temu.
Wow.
Yes, not Timu. I don't even know what Timu is. Forget about Timu. No. But what you want is making sure that everything in terms of the oils, you know what your source is. This is something that, and I know Bob has been a great researcher on this, and finding the best. So rosemary is a very good oil, but I would say I've learned a lot through Bob actually, but it's also a good idea to dilute. And a lot of these oils that we buy, when they're not pure organic, they're diluted, but they put chemicals in it, solvents, and some other whatever. Bob knows more about this. But what I want to say about rosemary is too much rosemary, or whatever the quality of it, can actually create more problems than not. And I know it's very good for spasm, and I'm sure that you know what you're doing with rosemary. But to pick one, I'm going to share this story. Rosemary, it's for humans, but it's also for pets and for all these mom and dads out there that have animals. Rosemary, it's also used as a preservative for animal food, whether it's the cats or dogs. And it also, because of the spasm, if it helps with spasm, but it also affects the nervous system. And for people who suffer from seizures, it's one of the oils to avoid the most. So basically, I'm just going to say the story. A lot of these animal food, dogs or cats, have rosemary in them. It would be, we have to read all the ingredients these days. And the rosemary was actually affecting my friend's dog, having seizures all the time. So you go to the vet, they give you meds, They say, oh yeah, there's a weakness or whatever, a nervous system. Stop the food, and then from stopping using any processed food and starting from cooking and making their own food, the dogs stop having seizures. So I know this is not about hurts humans, but it affects cats and dogs. It affects everyone. So rosemary is great. It's very powerful, and that's what I have to say about this. So yeah, it is very good for muscles, but I would say over the years, and especially since Barbara's been the aromatherapist in the team, learning a lot more, and I would certainly recommend dilute. Dilute with coconut oil or whatever vegetable oils that you have, just in case. That's it. I just saw that in the
Yeah.
chat, so I'm just joining. But yeah,
Is
I
there?
do have a question.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
We may have the same question. Who knows? Is there a rule of thumb with dilution and like say you're going to use the carrier oil and then a drop, 2 drops, something like that?
Yeah, so I think it depends on the safety of it. You can't go wrong with like a 2% dilution. So it would be like a 10 milliliter bottle if that's what you're using. 10 milliliters of the carrier oil. So the carrier oil could be, and again, they're all different too. We like to use fractionated coconut oil. There's also sweet almond oil, jojoba. There's so many out there, and even the carrier oils themselves have benefits. So you can, if you're using something for skin, you can use like a camellia oil that's a little bit lighter, so it's not really greasy. So just go online. I mean, you can chat GPT this stuff too, I'm sure, although it's not always accurate. But the idea would be maybe when I do 3% dilution, it's about 9 drops of the essential oil total into the 10 milliliters of the carrier oil, and that will give you a safe range. Sometimes, again, depending on what the oil is, some of them, like the ones like a clove or a cinnamon, basil even. And I used to use basil. I know Nat and I used to use it, and it's like a toxicity 3, which means be cautious with it. Don't overuse it. Give it like a 2-week time frame, and then pause so your body can detoxify. We use a lot of these oils to detox, but then we have to detox from the oils. So it's
Wow.
getting really like, and I started reading this going, I'm not touching anything. What am I into? We're so screwed with this business. But that's always safe to be like a 9 drops per 10 milliliters. And then you can just kind of, use your math to do it
And
if
that's
you're
for
doing larger.
topical and sniffing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for topical, yes, and
Okay.
then for sniffing, you can do it directly from the bottle, but again, you can put it in a diffuser if it's not already diluted. So if you were to get your oils, and I did see, I think Barbara, you asked a question about where do you vet your oils. Good to see you, or good to read you. But the idea would be to and there's a lot of the question comes up around companies out there. So there's a lot of multi-level marketing companies. There's also pure distillers, and they are good oils. I mean, for example, I was with doTERRA years ago. I was with Young Living years ago too, and they're really good quality oils. Now, where it gets dicey is if you start going to it, I don't know, like something over the counter where it says natural, 100% natural. It only needs to be 5% essential oil in order for it to be qualified or to be listed as natural. So make sure that it's 100% essential oil. And what I like to do is I like to request from the company, even though I don't always get it, it's something called a GCMS report. And what that is, it's gas chromatography, mass spectrometry. And what that means is with every batch that distiller is creating, they are looking at the appropriate amount of how many monoterpenes, how many sesquiterpenes, because there's every essential oil has a fingerprint. It has a signature, and it should have so much within a certain range, like maybe 40 to 45% of linalool, let's say lavender. So you want to make sure that company can give you the information on that batch that you're getting. Now, I don't always ask for it, but if the company goes, yeah, we don't have that, or they'll say, what? I'm like, oh, yeah, bye. So that's like, like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Or we
Yeah.
don't have that available. I'm like, out of here.
Yeah. So who do you love?
I love what I've used is the school that I went to is the American College of Health Sciences. They're based up in Oregon, and they're and it's certified organic. And when I get the GCMS, they give it to you, and they will specify, make sure you get it. Because it depends. I mean, you look at even lavender, which is one of the ones we'll be talking about today. Very common oil, but when you think about lavender, some people have said, "Well, when I use this lavender, it revs me up. It doesn't calm me down." Well, what type of lavender is it? Is it Lavandula angustifolia, which is the true lavender?
Let me read my bottle right now.
Well,
I have
and
angustifolia. Okay.
yes, and if you have it, smell it. Open up your
Should
bottle.
we get to
I
smell
know
it?
it's in there.
Yeah, start to experience that, and check what the name is. Some of them won't even have the name on there. They'll just say lavender. I'm like, that's lame. You really got to know your genome. And the Lavandula angustifolia, it changes based on altitude. It's based on the humidity, on the soil. You know, it changes every time, and also the distiller makes a difference. So ACHS, which is American College of Healthcare Sciences, they have an apothecary and a shop, and they're very reasonably priced. And they're really, really, to me, it's one of the companies that I really enjoy. Now, there's other
Cheers.
companies that are really good locally. Even we have one here
I
in
was gonna
Cornville.
say Wisdom of the Earth.
Wisdom of the Earth, very good. Same thing. You can get all the chemical analysis on that too. But this is kind of such a sweet oil. I mean, who's ever really? If you guys all use lavender on the screen, yes,
Yes.
you're familiar with
Shall
that?
we choose?
Ooh.
I like it during the summer. I like to put lavender and eucalyptus in a spray bottle with water and spray my sheets. You know, and it
Nice.
just in the air, it just helps it, and it helps me cool off. Okay, so my question before I'm gonna pin some questions from the chat here,
Yeah.
but I don't want to forget. Um, what about making your own oils?
Making your own
Like, like I know you can do this for food. So Shannon, you just got something to infuse oils, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So what if you were to purchase what are they called? What's that called? The
I
machine.
have a I have a Levo machine, and so like for example, John just made this like really amazing olive oil where he put in the olive oil as sort of like becomes your carrier, and then he put some cloves of garlic and lemon juice and lemon rind and a big pile of oregano, and it processes all of those flavors into the oil, and then like you put a jar underneath and
Yeah.
your oil goes in there, and then you have like a delicious oil for cooking.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Right.
Okay. So
But
what about doing that for, I mean, obviously this has crossed your mind or your path, Barb and Natalie, to make your own, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's someday when we get the distillery going and the hydroponic plant and things like that. That is definitely down the line. And crystal infused soil. It's going to be really fun. But yeah, but it's funny because in school we did learn about infusions of oil. It's a little bit of a different thing, a different process. But yeah, I mean, it's and even the one I think the blend that I made for you, I remember was like calendula, and it's so you have to like steam it and boil it. It's a whole process. But yeah, you
Huh.
can definitely do that stuff on your own. And we're talking about these different essential oils. When we've been to distilleries, you actually see these flowers, these lavender flowers. They're put into this big still, and then there's a steam. So we think about alchemy. It's
Yeah.
fire and water that makes steam, and then that rises through the plant, whether it's a bark or whether it's a flower. Sometimes essential oils are cold pressed too, like for the
Mhm.
citrus ones. But you think about lavender specifically, yeah, then it just kind of gets to a certain temperature, that steam goes through, and then whatever's left, there's a water that's left, and then there's the oil that's left. So the water itself is a hydrosol, but the essential oil itself, that is so concentrated.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't mess around with oils, because people would say, oh, they're natural. Yeah, well, they're also, you're compressing so many thousands of pounds into something that's very, very, it can be very potent. So, like Nat was saying, less is more. You really don't need too much of it. But there's so many things you can do with plants and flowers and all these beautiful botanicals that the creator has made for us.
Clearly we want to leave it up to you for the blends, but I was just curious if you've ever experimented with making your own, but the plans that you have sound amazing. Okay, so here's a good question on our screen.
Oh, I will. I shall. Can you read?
I can't. I
Do you
can
I
do you
know
have
it.
a
But like there's a thing right in the
yeah,
way.
there's
And
like all these.
What does it say?
okay? Do you have any info on oils and neurological repair, especially with PTSD, depression, and anxiety?
Wow.
Mm,
Oh,
So yes, so there is so much research now, and that was part of the schooling because I got my grad certificate in aromatherapy. So this was the whole, all of it was case studies and research, and there's so much research coming out now. So there's a lot of studies around depression, anxiety, specifically. PTSD, I think, is coming online a little bit more, but there are ways. How I use it with my clients is when I do coaching. I will help them. You know, Natalie and I are both heart math certified trainers and coaches, so we really do a lot with heart rate variability and heart coherence. And to me, the essential oils are the fast track. So if you can get an essential oil that it can help to rewire those neurons and those neural pathways, absolutely. Yeah. And I think for anxiety, lavender is a really good one for anxiety. Any of the citrus oils are really good for mood elevation. So like the lemon, which actually is a good segue to lemon. Why don't
There
we
we
put
go.
more lemon?
brr.
And
Yeah.
it's just this beautiful elevation of mood, and this has a lot of monoterpenes in it, so it's called a top note, so it will evaporate really fast. But just notice when you inhale that lemon, and just grab a lemon out of your fridge. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. This is
yeah.
definitely more concentrated. Noticing, what do you experience? You know, what's different?
I love that because I really actually wanted to hear that, like how we're all experiencing the lemon. If you have it,
Yeah.
you're doing a line of lemons right now. So you, what are your sensations?
It, it well because there's so much lemon in
I feel that in my
clean.
heart, really. What were you going to say, Kimberly?
It's very clean to me, and I'm sure a lot of it is because it's associated with cleaning products. But I love, yeah, I love the smell of lemon. I love the healing properties of lemon, and it also feels like you can. It's like a remover of blocks for me, anyway.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells juicy. And it was funny because I let Lola smell it, and she's just still making little lick faces because it smells just so juicy and good.
yeah. Do you get feel like quiver,
Ooh,
sort of
pucker.
in part where your mouth can like recall what the flavor of it is?
Mm.
And it's funny in a lot of like improv and acting stuff, that would be a typical game is to use something lemon or citrus for sort of a meditation or a way of like conjuring feelings and emotions because we're also familiar with that, and it is so strong that I bet you could sit there and think about a lemon for just a few seconds, 30 seconds, and you start to have the same sort of quivering like sensation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whoo.
Sensations.
Yeah, but it does feel like, and even with the cleansing, I don't know, it feels like lung opening, heart opening, my chest for me just sort of expands. That's what I'm getting. What's everyone else getting? The ultimate.
As much as it's too much of it as well, too much literally lemon juice squeezed in your water. Everything is about moderation. Um, but because of the color of the lemon energetically as well, it's
Solar.
it's felt, it's pure, it feels purity. I'm not going to say that all the other whether it's the lavender or the mint or whatever, but there's something about the lemon that it's clear, transparent almost, and clean. That's what it feels like. It's empowering.
Fuller, yeah.
Oh,
Um,
so okay.
so say that someone were, because you were mentioning that this was a good one for anxiety or depression. So how would someone? I'm probably doing this so wrong. Don't follow me. Don't do this. But I would sniff and then I kind of like put a little draw because I just love it. And then I walk around like that's probably not the way to do it. How should we do that if we want to sort of throughout manage or have it assist with anxiety and depression? How would you use it?
Yeah, I think for me, just to go ahead and put it either, they have something called an inhaler, a personal inhaler stick, where you can get them on Amazon, and it's like a little cotton tube and you
Mhm.
can put that on there, and you can have that with you all the time. You could put it in a, I always say dilute everything. From somebody that didn't used to dilute things, I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna slap it on. And now I'm like a little, because I know my liver's screaming, going, stop putting everything on and in. It's just it's an issue. So so you could do that. You can also put it in water in a spray bottle if you want to kind of mist yourself throughout the day. I think it's a really good facial astringent too. And the one thing is that the studies have shown, because I do have my studies here. There is a study that shows that it's anti-inflammatory. It's also a laxative. So I would say rub it on your tummy if you have issues with your gastric motility. Dilute it really well and rub it around your belly button, and just in a clockwise fashion, and see what happens. So I mean, individual results may vary. We can't say, but it's also can be it lets your it I'm trying to think what the word is. It allows the penetration of other essential oils. So it will speed up if you blend it with something else. Like if I were to blend it with lavender, it will potentiate, it will make the lavender go into the cells faster. So lemon's just one of those that just kind of like, it speeds things up a little bit more. And it's really cool. But for anxiety, for mood, for especially with winter, when it can be, if we're in places where there's not a lot of sun, it does. It's like a little sun, and it
Yeah.
actually does affect the solar plexus and the heart chakras as well.
So you could throughout the day just kind of give yourself a
Mhm.
spritz
Yeah.
or a sniff.
Yep, mist it up.
I missed
Um,
it up.
Barbara, our friend Barbara in Texas said, talking about blends, I so love y'all's angelic shield.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up, Barb. That is like all time fave. I know that's Rion's favorite. I don't travel without it. It's still Barb's the only one I know who didn't get COVID. Just saying, she was just using this in her house all day long, and I was like, "You didn't get that." And this stuff is fantastic. It's protective, frequency wise,
Yeah.
and
Oh, angelic
anti all
shield.
the.
It's all the things. It has this high antioxidant. It's clove, cinnamon, rosemary, a little bit of amber, because amber is good fortune. So that's kind of for spirituality as well. It does have rosemary, eucalyptus, lemon, and orange. And so it is a blend. And when we do it, we actually infuse it with our PEMF. So it does have the added frequencies to really
Amplified.
dispel
Yeah.
all the naughties, whether it's physical,
Yeah,
emotional, and etheric.
I have your third eye oil.
Yeah.
This is how I use it, right?
That's it.
Yes.
Am I doing it right?
It becomes your unicorn horn.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
it's subtle. Um,
So
so how do you
for us, we're
suggest
like, what?
people wear your oil? How do you suggest where should we apply it?
So for the essential oil, for the roll on, I would say pulses, on your wrists,
Mhm.
pulse points. I sometimes put it either behind my ears, um, in the belly button, because that's got a lot of blood vessels in the belly button,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
also in the back of the head. There's like that little occipital ridge, but it's the little divot back there.
Yeah.
That's got a lot of blood vessels
Ooh.
too. So when you're using anything, especially for brain, um, it'll penetrate fast. But that's for me. What do you think, Nat? What's your suggestion?
Literally again, the power of intention. If you apply on your belly, but you said this is for my third eye because you don't want to have any oil, your makeup is done. It works the same. You just bring the intention right here, under the feet at night. It's a really good one. I used to use that on my kiddos where. If they were starting to complain about something or a little bit of anxiety, under the feet is great. For example, my daughter's not very good with the scent. It's a little too strong for her, so it's far enough for the nose. So that was a good one. And really and truly, it's whatever feels good. If we talk about the chakras, the root chakra under the feet, or literally just the lowest part, around the bladder area would work plenty. And then you can actually apply in alignment if you are familiar with the chakras. And then, but there's nothing wrong. You can just literally apply over and over on your wrists. You can apply anywhere pretty much. Um,
Hello. Sorry.
yeah, on the throat chakra, it's a good one. And if it was what did she say? I missed it.
Sorry.
How it goes.
You said you could apply anywhere, and I just. a little. You know, we've
Anywhere with their skin. But
safely.
well, of course, safely, yes. Don't do this at home, So it's like, yeah, safely. But at the end of the day, using your intuition as well. For the throat chakra, I do like to apply a lot around the throat area. So yeah. Or also, you don't have to apply. This is the beauty of it. Remember, if it's too much, some people don't like the texture, or if it feels it feels like there's a residue. Not everybody like the feel of oils. Then you apply on a cotton ball, or you can apply on a tissue paper, and then you smell it. You can apply on a piece of clothing that you don't mind if it's if it's stained. Actually, the oils don't stain that much. They don't really wash up pretty easily. But yeah, the idea is just have fun with it, play. But this is what we have used and experienced with. Yes.
And a fascinating thing is that I've seen these two lovely ladies out. When you get to catch them at an expo or an event, I totally agree. You can come sniff the table and all of the special thing. I know, I wish you could like have a smell thing here, but this is why it was fun that we all brought our goodies. But they work also with the BioWell machine, and they're able to read people's chakras and how radiant they are, I'll say, or how misaligned they might be. And then you incorporate these essential oils and then revisit the scan and then see how much more aligned they are, or how much more expansive certain chakras have responded. So what can you chat a little bit more about that?
I think we didn't even know about this until we were at a Greg Braden conference a couple of years ago here in Sedona, and this girl had a BioWell, and we both had them. We've had the experience of it, but didn't necessarily use it in this way. And she says, "Hey, you've got your 7 chakra set. Can I borrow it? And I'm going to do the scan." And we're like, "Oh, off you go." And she came back like an hour later, and she's like, "Oh my God, what is in this?
Yeah.
Why? What happened?" And she says, "I've never had my my chakras 100% aligned before." And we're like, "What? That's so cool." Because we knew we were doing things, we just didn't know what it was. And then
Yeah.
that we're like, "Well, we should use that as well." And so we started doing that, and it is really amazing how within 10 minutes, not even, it's what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what the whatever variable you're putting in. So whether it's an essential oil, it's going to change your energetic, and we know that. And for those of us that are a little bit more skeptical, and me, very skeptical, like, show me. And then you see it and you're like, "Oh,
Right.
this actually worked." How about that? So it's fun to be able to see that and to do that in expos and retreats and different conferences. And it's really fun. It's really fun.
You'll be in Sedona in March.
Yes.
I have that right.
Yeah, we'll be in Sedona at the, I don't know what the name of this is, but it's the Sedona Conference, Ascension Conference, I think is what it is. I want to say it's the 20th, 21st, 22nd.
Yes, it is.
At the Sedona Performing Arts Center. And then we'll be at the quintessential retreat,
You must
which is
attend.
You must. If you don't, it's sad for you. But it's the Rise of the Guardians in March 8th, 9th, and 10th in Sedona as well. So we're excited to bring our BioWell magic to that too, and show you what's happening with your energy centers.
I love it. Shall we
Shall we?
over to peppermint?
Let's
Bill.
pop it. Why don't
Let's
we
bring the
British?
holidays back.
So sassy.
So peppermint, let me get my notes, because now be cautious with peppermint. I'm sure if you've already used it, it can be really potent.
What's the proper
It's
term?
Mentha ex piperita.
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 It's so cute. Mentha piperita.
I love peppermint.
Me too. That's one of my.
So what do you notice as you're inhaling that peppermint?
Oh.
Calm. Breathe. I can breathe. Calming and soothing.
Sorry.
And it's chilly. It's cool and chilly. This one I probably use more medicinally than anything else, oil-wise. Dawn gets this like horrible itching sun exposure, not a sunburn. It's this whole weird thing. When we were dating once, he was like, "If I get sunburned, we'll break up." And I thought, what does that even mean? And he gets this thing. And I took the time and researched it and found out that it responds very well to peppermint oil. So I have like a jug of peppermint oil for, like when this happens, but it's amazing. I mean, he goes from like itchy, burning, insanity to like normal.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where does this derive from? Because all I picture are candy canes, right? And like, where the heck does this come from?
It's the leaf of the peppermint plant. So when we think
Ah,
about flowers for
yes, of
lavender,
course.
it's the mint. So people use it in
Mojitos.
teas. Mojitos.
Mojitos.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. No, I don't know.
Okay. I think I remember
Joe,
those.
no, no, but it's an activator. It can be really cooling and it can also be warming. That's the funny thing about peppermint is it depending on the person or depending on the situation, it's adaptogenic, which I think is really cool. It helps what you were
Very
saying,
cool.
alertness, opens up the breathing, and this one is can be anti-inflammatory. Now, the one thing about peppermint, which again, when you start to look at this, if you're in the first trimester of pregnancy, should have said that before we started, or if you're nursing, try to avoid this because this can be almost too much of a hit to the nervous system, too much of a hit for even the digestive system. And I know they say peppermint's really good for stomach and for digestive issues. Depends on the person.
Yeah.
Peppermint burns my stomach. It does not. It goes completely opposite way. So if you do happen to have reflux or peptic ulcers and stuff, you might want to lay low on the peppermint because it can go sideways really quick. Dilute everything.
This conversation just reminded me that a coworker, we worked at a restaurant, and I remember that she had a peppermint in her mouth, like we would have them when you would leave. She had a peppermint in her mouth, and then she went and got a lemon and bit the lemon, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And it's actually really good. It's such a strange combination. So I wonder if that I wonder what that would be like as a oil blend, because I would never think to put those two together.
It smells really good.
Really
Yeah.
You should
Lemon.
try it.
Oh.
We have your little oils.
And
Mhm.
so lemon and peppermint gives you more focus, and you can put all three together. Now, if you put lavender, lemon, and peppermint together, now you actually have something that can support allergies,
Mm,
Ooh.
like
nice.
histamine response and stuff too. So it used to be called the allergy bomb. But yeah, it's so play with it again. We don't want to put way too many oils. Sometimes people will put like a little bit of this, a little bit of pinch of that. And you've got 20 different oils. They might even compete with each other, and you might you might lose the benefit. So just playing with, I say typically no more than 4 if you're going to really start to blend. And
Yeah.
then when you start blending, you start looking at the different perfumery notes. So you want to have something that's like a base note and a top note. So it's you can really start to play with it and experiment and see what smells good, and what might smell good to you may not smell good to your husband or your friend or
Mhm.
whoever. And so
Yes.
just honoring that, that
Yeah.
what feels good for me, and go with it. Don't say, well, they say this is really good for that. It's like it may be for 99% of the people, but depends
Yeah.
on lineage and our chemistry.
I like to do lotion first and then oils because I like a creamy base. I'm
Mhm.
obsessed with scents and smells, but I a while ago I went and I thought about all the perfumes I used to love, which I won't buy anymore, that I used to love when I was younger, and I started looking them up and the ingredients to try to recreate some of the scents myself too, and found out that I was a lot more drawn to rose than I realized, and some others. My go-to is patchouli lemon orange. Like I always blend those, and then lately I've been doing bergamot and grapefruit with patchouli. That smells really good too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that was something I learned when we were playing that night was the top note, the middle note, and the bottom note. And so I think you mentioned heart. Can you chat a bit about that? And then also the bouquet. The bouquet act. That was so
Yeah.
new. So yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about
and if
that.
you guys want to, you can open up all your bottles and just kind of
I'm going to
swirl
do
them
this
around.
because
Well,
I
I'm gonna
just
do that too.
well, let's get this bachelorette
Let's
party
get it.
started.
Do it.
You have no idea. This is where shit gets weird.
Yeah, no, that's where we learn
Did I
each
clear
other.
myself? Should I
It's,
clear?
it's up to you.
Oh,
You're
that-
gonna make it smell fantastic in there.
Oh, good.
it smells
Ah,
so good in here.
it does. It does.
Let's go.
Woo! So what?
Good.
So the notes, when we think about top notes, it's just like a brief thing. The top notes are kind of faster molecules. They're smaller, they evaporate faster. So it's the first thing that you typically smell. So when you open up a perfume or you open up something, and lemon and peppermint are top notes.
Yeah, I
So
smell it
they hit
first.
you first,
Yeah.
and then they kind of evaporate. So when you're doing perfumery or alchemy, you want to make sure that you have a base note or a middle note to really so it lingers. So this might last, maybe if you were to apply it, maybe 30 seconds to an hour. It's not going to be there. And people say, I don't smell it anymore. I need to put more on. No.
What about your clothing? Does it last a little longer?
It
If
may,
it settles in
it
the
depends
clothing?
on what the clothing is. If it's like
True.
linen or if it's something
Everything's
else.
made out of plastics.
Yeah.
These days.
Plastic. Well, and lemon is plastic, so be careful with this stuff too. So
Oh, dear.
I know it's awesome. But the base note is more like fixative. So like you're saying, patchouli, vanilla, frankincense, vetiver. Those are more of the heavier molecules, so they'll last longer. But what you mentioned, that heart note, that's the middle note, and that's like a lavender. It's also the one that can be really more easily adulterated or replicated. So if people are making synthetics, that's where they go, is to the heart of that, because it's cheaper, and they put in the solvents and they put in all the garbage, and they mimic a lavender. So that's why you have a lot of synthetics. So the heart is really the heart of the oil,
Okay.
but it's like that middle note that bridges the top and the.
So is that the one that when we sniff, like we hit, lemon, and then is that the one that survives longer, like kind of lingers?
So the middle note would last longer, and then the base note is usually around, sometimes up to 48 hours. We're doing all this organoleptic testing, so you take this and you put it on a little stick. So this is where you realize that how some of these oils that, like, if I don't like them, like for me, tea tree, I mean, I would smell the stick and I'm like, oh my God, it's still there. This is awful. And I didn't like it. And some people are like, this is luscious. Like, what nose are you
Yeah.
working with? So
That reminded me of when Nat was like, we started quizzing each other, like hiding the label of what we were smelling, but then like handing it off. What do you think of this? And just watching for reactions. It's a good time. I invite you to invite your friends to do this. But I think Nat said that she loved Palo Santo burned, but did not like it at all in the essential oils. She was like,
Right.
no.
It stirs, I think, the way our body reacts by the power of scent. And it doesn't mean that the energy of the plant and everything is not doing it, but coming from the nose, it's really a put off. So burning it for the energy and everything is fantastic. We had the vetiver, which for me is like, wow, love it, luxurious. Keep just, oh, add it. I want to just rub in it, right? And then these two, yeah, it is. It still works. It still does what it's supposed to. But using the essential oils, especially in the roll-on, um, even though the top note is gonna go very quickly, the middle note is still gonna give you, oh yeah, I can tell that there's, whatever your blend is. But if we're gonna create something with a base note like we did this weekend with Barb, and it's actually cedar wood. When you first smell it, you're gonna smell all the others, but the cedar wood is the one that's going to be the primary scent. It doesn't mean that the rest doesn't work. It's still affecting our limbic system, the way we breathe and how it affects the brain, rewiring. And also, this is something that we experienced, the three of us, is when we use the oils, whether we use one, two, or three, or maybe a stand in a row, smell this, oh no, and smell that. And then after a while, we like, somebody's gonna go hysterical. You go, wow,
yeah.
everything's great. And then the next thing you're gonna go, oh no, I don't know what's going on. Takes 2 minutes.
You had the
That did
sensations.
happen.
It did.
There was one that made me weep.
No.
It touches you when you talk about the heart. It touches, whether it is through the vagus nerve, but the rewiring It doesn't take much, right? And then yeah, it's just like ooh.
Yes, thank you for bringing
Yeah,
that up,
that's
Natty. I
right.
totally forgot about that because I was cut to the laughing in my mind. But I just remember I had recently come upon Rock Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Rose of Sharon. Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
Sharon. Sorry.
Sharon.
But I was so like, oh my God, what is this? It really reacts to. I'd never had smelled that rose. I was used to the geranium.
Mm-hmm.
Smelled that and I was like, what is this? I must have more of this. And as we were sitting there, Barb pulled it out and it's a biblical scent. And I just sat there and sniffed and I went from like laughing to weeping. Like something was really moving me in a very
Mm-hmm.
sitting
Yeah.
with that essential oil. So what can you
Yeah.
say a little bit more about that
Oh,
one?
well, the limbic system, and this is what one of my professors actually said something about, and we know that the essential oil, yes, it's the scent that goes directly to the limbic system, so it doesn't have, we don't have to think about it and analyze and say, I wonder what this is going to do for me. Logically, we may know, but there's also something, there's a biochemical and electrical impulse. So the electrical message goes to the brain, right to that limbic system, and that may be a memory. Who knows what we're bringing with us, right? It could be a past life, it could be something in this lifetime, and if depending on the frequency of it, and we never know. So that's kind of what I'm going to share with you, because you had that beautiful response of like, whoa, it really touched you emotionally. When my professor was sharing something with me, she's like, well, let me just, because she always had these horror stories. I'm like, all right, what's it going to be this week? And she's like, well, let me tell you, because it was when I was making a blend for someone, and she didn't ask what the person liked or didn't like, or this never kind of came up, but she added orange because it was going to help her with her depression and kind of with her mood and things she was going through. And in the office, so whenever we do the consultation, we kind of go through, we have them smell it first before we, let them take it home. Well, this woman took one whiff of this blend, which included orange, which is also a top note. This woman had a visceral response, like a panic attack. And so this professor is like, oh my God, what happened? Well, never came up in the conversation in the consult, but she had been a victim of abuse. And what the abuser was doing was like force feeding her oranges or something. Like it was just an awful response or an awful experience around this. Well, she didn't know, she didn't necessarily remember that. It came back, and all of a sudden she's like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this. So it's not to like scare people, but the power of the aroma that is locked away, sometimes it can be really be used for trauma. It can be used to help to kind of move through it, but you never know what you're going to get. Everybody's so different. So it's holding that essential oil with respect and just kind of going, let's try this and see what it does for you. And if it doesn't work, it's not the oil itself, it's just the person's, it's just, it may not be a good match. So I just, when she shared that, I was like, oh
That's
my gosh.
yeah, that's
You never know.
powerful. And are you still doing aroma freedom therapy?
Yeah.
This is really cool. This is sort of what Barb and Nat have been discussing. But and Nat, do you do these? Do you do this as well? You have this offering?
Certified, yeah, with
Yeah.
Dr. Perkus, yeah, teachings for the aroma freedom technique, which the oils are, yeah, they free you, but before you can be free of something that's suppressing, you need to actually hit it and then work through it. And yeah, sometimes it's a very smooth journey. It could take just an hour or two with time, or it could actually take a lot longer. Or sometimes it is a little brutal. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But we prepare. We prepare everybody, and we also know to ask the questions prior, and what is the actual freedom, the need to free yourself. It could just be unlocking energetic blockages that stops you from moving forward in life. It could be, yeah, from childhood. Um, but once you start asking the person what is the goal for this technique, and yeah, we have to be well prepared for sure. It does unlock very powerful.
What does walking through? Because I booked my father actually a session before. We used it more like a pregame for he was having cancer removed, And so he had to go in, the more mentally, emotionally, psychologically strong you can go into a surgery like that. And where was it? It was on his, the thing that doesn't grow back in our system. Ooh, I'm forgetting where. What the thing what doesn't grow back? The organ that doesn't grow back. I forget what it is, because some organs I think are better at recovery than others. So I can't remember. Was liver? No, wasn't his liver.
Kidneys don't grow.
Thank you, Donna. Yes. So very,
Oh.
a lot was on the line because they had a cancerous growth there, and you can lose part of that kidney. And my father's diabetic, and so that's also a big deal. And so I was like, okay, what can we do to pregame and get him really strong for this? So I had him book a session with Barb, and to basically use it in a way to start really choreographing high frequency, I guess, memory or lock-ins for him so that he could get himself there. So could you describe like how that session goes?
Yeah, so I think that the idea is that knowing that, emotions are energy and motion. We've all heard that. I think that it's just whatever's locked away is sometimes suppressed or it's blocked, and it leads to dis-ease. And so the idea around walking through this process is, where do you want to be? How do you want to feel after, let's say, after surgery? Or, and then to say, well, even setting a goal of, the way I used it was, I am a confident public speaker, and I could do like maybe 50 people, but a group of 600 is still a lot. So I'm like, so I set my goal at 100. And so for me, it was like, how comfortable from 0 to 10, I am a confident public speaker. And I was like, yeah, that's a 0 if I have 100 people. And so you go, okay, what's the negative voice that's telling you, no, you're going to be humiliated, they're going to laugh, whatever. And so then you start to process, when's the last time, when did you feel that before? Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, I was a public, speaking class, and Sister Joanetta said something, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't thought about that. What was the emotion? Where did you feel it in your body? And then you lean into it, and it does increase sometimes. You lean in, and it's even more scary and more whatever. But knowing that emotions are like waves, they're like 90 seconds. If you can lean in, process it, it will release. And before you know it, that next time that you say that information, that same mantra, I am a confident public speaker at a audience of 100 people, now it's a 3, and you're like, oh, well, now what's the negative voice that comes up? Well, yeah, it still might not be all the way. So you kind of go through different rounds of this, and the idea is we're not thinking of it, we're getting to the core emotion, and that is in the limbic system. And so when you can get to that fear or that anxiety or that whatever, it usually has a lot of different stories, a lot of different words around it. It's not the story, but it's the emotion. And so that kind of punches through it. And with a guide, you can certainly do this on your own too. That's the beauty of it. So maybe you walk through it once or twice with someone like us, and then before you know it, you're doing it on your own for other issues. So it's very potent. And this Dr. Perkis, he's a psychologist. He said this has saved people years on a couch talking to me. And he says it's a fast track, which is really
So how does the aroma come into it? Like, how do you know which one to use?
There's a certain one that you use. You have a specific protocol with this aroma freedom technique, and usually I send them to the person, and then so they have it for their session. If we're doing it one-on-one, I provide it for them. But lemon is in the mix. I'm trying to think what some of the other ones are. Frankincense, lavender, and you combine those 3,
Right.
and now it just hits those parts of the brain. It's almost like, I'm not going to say post-traumatic stress, but it kind of is. I don't want to like minimize like the big T, but there's little T's, like maybe somebody, like for me, it was a big one that I worked through was my mom and dad were very, they're immigrants, and so knowledge was really big. Knowledge. And not perfectionism, but to be like, gosh, maybe you can do better next class. Well, I heard that as a little kid. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Where they were trying to motivate me, and my story was, I'm not good enough. And so working through that, now get to the other side where it's still a part of you, but it doesn't affect you emotionally as negatively. So yeah, there's certain oils that we use.
Why those? Why the lavender? Why
there's
those?
science around that. So
That's science. It's actually the combination. Yeah.
Research based. And so that's the cool part and that's his structure. We use our own as well. So I use our essential oils that we've used. I go through the chakras. So I do aroma freedom, but I do aroma alchemy. It's kind of what I've switched it up a little bit, and it works beautifully.
Yeah.
Do you ever see repetitive stories? Like, are people, yeah.
Well, very often people
Comment.
would say one of the main, if we go through and not to elaborate for too long, but basically one of the major emotion that creates a lot of problem in people's lives, it's anger, right? People are angry. I don't know. I woke up, I'm angry today. He said that I'm angry. This doesn't work. I'm angry. So why is this angry? And it's actually eating you alive. So when we start through asking the questions and the goal might be I want to be very kind with my neighbor. I'm giving a very basic example, but then the anger would be how do you feel? So you use this oil, and the next thing is say, well, what do you feel? First impression, I'm angry. Ah, okay. The goal is the opposite direction. So the intention, the want, but everything that's alive, it's how do you live and how do you feel with a unresolved, and this is what is called, it's an unresolved emotion. The same that we say, like, don't suppress it, because if you suppress it, it means you're dismissing it doesn't matter, and that's what rules you. So emotions are not there to rule us. We go through the emotions, there's a start and an end. We don't know when it ends, but we can work with it. So the anger, under the anger might be frustration, okay, and then etc. So it just basically we go through and then we ask for a rating. You said, well, now when you read your goal, where are you at? And well, I'm still very angry. So on a scale of 0 to 10, I'm very much 10 being very agitated and feeling very negative about I can't achieve this goal. It's going to be, oh, I'm an 8. Okay, we start again, and then you literally it's peeling these layers and then we go, but all these emotions start with very very strong, and gradually it comes from I was hurt, I
Mhm.
was humiliated, but everything is creating with this big ball of I'm so angry right now, I don't know how to be kind, I don't know how to be kind with myself, or whatever the situation. But yeah, the this is more or less the process, and then we keep going until we have a good feel for the person when she says or he says the goal. It feels like, can you achieve this? And you go, yeah, wow, yeah, I think I can. I think I can be kind.
Well, anger always masks fear.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, to your point, etc., everything comes under, if you're a kid, the first thing that you wanted to protect yourself because you live fearfully, and then stop trusting. Anyway, the whole, it's literally it's the same. We humans, we all go through these emotions and these traumas, right? And we grow up with it, and nobody said to you one day, how do
Mhm.
you feel? Which is my favorite question. First thing in the morning, how do you feel? Some people don't want to ask, but anyway.
Yeah.
But it is the power. Um, I remember at some point having to go through difficult phases in my life to literally have the first oil. Orange is a very good one to pick you up. I
Mhm.
need picking up today. So it's on your bedside, and you wake up and a smelling orange. Wow, I needed this.
Yeah.
So eventually, we start learning, what helps. But the other thing I was going to mention about peppermint is the peppermint was the first oil that was introduced to me when I was a teenager. And out of all the gifts that you can have, it was a tiny little roll on. And I remember I kept thinking, wow, I've never seen this. And then I was told this is for your headaches. I've always suffered, cancel clear, not suffered, but it's something that comes. If I'm dealing with emotions, headaches will be the ones coming first. So, and it would say, well, what you do, you just apply on your temples. And for months, whether it was using it at college, whether it was to use it early in the morning to get ready, I would just use. And the first impression that I feel it would be this cooling, and it would literally recalibrate my focus. And a lot of people, I love mint anything, mint candy, chewing gums, whatever it is, peppermint tea. Uh, so I apply it, as well on my digestive system. But um, yeah, I just wanted to share this. The peppermint, if you dilute it, and some days you feel a little bit foggy or you're tired, the peppermint does wonders.
Yep.
Should I say?
I think I read that in the comments somewhere too. Someone mentioned that, and I too used to have like a migraine girl when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So having that in your back pocket, and you actually gifted me something once that had that. So, but I want to talk about betwixt.
Yes.
And if you can open up a side screen and visit startcodealchemy.com,
Yes.
you can really have an idea of what we're talking about here. But tell us about betwixt.
Oh my gosh,
this is cool.
betwixt. So it's funny how these blends kind of come to us, and so we were talking about this even, I think it was before New Year's Eve.
Yes.
So it's just this place of like where we are, and I'd love to hear your perspective too, and you guys are like what you're experiencing around this, this end of 2025 into 2026. We're moving from the 9 into the 1 year, and so for me, it's been very much a place of not knowing what's ahead, and kind of my motivations like meh, like you did this stuff and did it really work? I'm like, I don't know. So for me, it kind of came to a place of not apathy, but like I'm not forging ahead, I'm not pushing right now. And I thought that's really interesting, and we started talking about that, about this place, because astrology, Shauna, you can tell us a little bit more about that too.
Well, yeah. I mean, we are kind of collectively, not kind of, we are collectively in like a completion phase, as we know, with the outer planets that have been playing between I'm starting a new energy, I'm completing this energy. So they've been ingressing and then regressing. And so we've had this really fun, like dipping our toes and trying things. Oh, that's not really it. And coming back and then feeling, oh, I'm leaping off and I'm ready to fly. And then, oh no, I kind of feel shitty again. And so it finally, to me, feels sort of just quieter, like Barb is saying. And I'd love to know what everyone's feeling about this. I am not used to that quiet, and I'm loving that quiet. But it feels so like, am I okay? Are you okay? Because you're so used to that extra noise, that extra push, that extra like need to do, and that's just sort of gone now. And so we
So
are in this phase, yeah, this sort of limbo
yeah,
phase. And we also are leaving the year of the snake, the Chinese year of the snake, which we were all shedding so much.
yeah.
February will be shifting to the fire horse, which I'm thrilled about. But it is this sort of betwixt feeling. So, Kimberly, yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking a lot of people that um, I- there would be okay. So if you grow up in chaos and trauma, or if you grow up in a chaotic environment, that is the norm to you. And so when things get quiet or relationships are balanced or everything's fine, that's when that compulsion inside of you wants to shake things up and create chaos and create panic because the central nervous system is off. So with through self-awareness and where you place your attention and everything, this is a beautiful time to not fill the gaps where there used to be noise. And I'm so loving this. I've noticed that I'm not even as talkative with my friends or sending as many messages, believe it or not, or uh, am not listening to a ton of what I was listening to before. Like I'm really getting my answers from within. So this is a great reflection of time. And so I think if anyone else is feeling this way and what I'm talking about, then they are probably arriving in a healed space and being able to really benefit from this quieter time.
Yeah.
Amen. And we had chatted just a bit before that I'm a Libra, Barb's a Libra, Nat's also a Libra, and how a lot of I realized how other referential I am, and so usually like, what am I doing? How am I performing for others? How am I supporting? It's just so my identity was so wrapped up in others and being
Mhm.
performative for
Mhm.
others. And I don't want to say I'm like fuck that, but
I'm
but
done with people pleasing.
but
Yes.
just yeah, and just
Right.
like such a deeper, quieter, just sort of considering myself as, whereas that was just never much of a thing before. I just would always run to serve, and I was growing up. I was definitely I have Chiron and Gemini, and so growing up, I was sort of like the emotional regulator for the family that was used to that role, where I was like, oh, create peace, create, harmony in conversation and communication scenario. And so I just became like, again, hyper vigilant about playing that role. I feel like I'm like that. I don't know what this is, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I was balancing how everyone was feeling and doing. And now that's just quiet. And it's like I can deeply rest now in a different way, which feels wonderful. And I think that's exactly what we need to be leaning into. And by comments, and yes, I love you, Sunfire Goddess. I By comments and what we're all saying here and the nodding heads, it feels like we are all really feeling this. And so that's where betwixt
Yeah.
came to be,
Mhm.
which I love. It's such a fun word to say, betwixt.
Yeah. It's also the with winter, like you're supposed to, I have a reminder in January that comes up on my calendar every night around 8 o'clock, and it says, this is January's quiet. It's okay. Nothing's wrong. It's okay. Like you can go within, you can take long walks, you can deep think, whatever you need to do, but it doesn't have to be filled with the energy of the rest of the year. This is uh, a pattern recognition of what our ancestors did. Some in most situations, people were snowed in and literally, like way back, literally retreated to their one room cabin with their 13 family members. Oh, I'd live in the chimney or something. I don't even know how people did that. But I'm such an introvert. Um, but I even so when on New Year's, I was like, you know what? I don't feel like saying Happy New Year to anyone because I'm an Aquarius and I'm a rebel, but because it felt like new season. And I thought, you know what? That makes more sense to me. Like I literally feel like a different person in each season. And so I'm gonna take that on instead. Like I'm not anti New Year, great, but time doesn't exist. And so it felt kind of funny to me to be like, oh, 365. Okay, now we go to number one again, and I'm it's interesting that we even do that.
Right? And if you resonate with the spring equinox more, and you're not really into the Gregorian calendar and how that's
Yeah.
disrupted, regulated our flow with Gaia, it all starts to feel very much like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. It's about 9 o'clock. Go to bed. See you on the next day. So I feel like we're still leading into that real sort of New Year celebration, especially with the Chinese New Year, and then
Mhm.
the eclipse that we have, which by the way is taking place at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So it's taking place at an anaretic degree, which is a critical degree. So they're really talk about extra emphasis highlighting on a completion that we are going through. So definitely look up where 29 degrees of Aquarius is in your astrology chart, and that will tell you the house or the theater that this is
Mm.
playing out in for you. This is big, big stuff. Wherever this is taking place, this is massive stuff. So you're likely having huge transformation and endings and release, and new parts of you are growing, or parts of you that are finally not in the ego, truer parts of you are coming forth. So it's a huge time. And so I want to hear then what Nat and Barb, what is in betwixt, what inspired
Yes.
Mhm.
all of the oils you chose, etc.
Zibebe. So this is
Zibebe.
actually, yes, Zibebe. So there's a Larimar because we've kind of been having a Lemurian type of thing. So we do
Lemurian
have
revival.
Lemurian like well.
Nice.
So it's bringing that divine feminine back and healing all that stuff. So there's Larimar chips in here. There's also lavender dried flowers. And so the oils that we chose for this are, are actually three of them that you've experienced today. So it's
Really?
lemon,
Yeah.
lavender, peppermint, and then there is copaiba, which is really calming and grounding. Sacred frankincense, which same, it kind of takes us, it grounds that information that's coming through. It helps us, it helps with the crown chakra, also helps to ground that into the heart, into the root. So it's really giving us a full calibration of the chakra system. Blue spruce calms the nervous system. So again, it's one of those woodsy ones that really helps to ground a little bit more. Vetiver, same thing, grounding, anchoring. And Palo Santo, we talked about one of our favorites as well. It's a sacred type of energetic. The other one, valerian, which if you've ever heard about valerian, it's really good for sedation, for sleep. So it supports that sacred pause. And the last one is rue, and it's called rutavala. And this is the one it's a really, it's got a lot of ketones in it. We use it very sparingly, but it, again, little just goes a long way.
Goes a long way, yeah.
So that combination of all those, and if you go on our website, the starcodealchemy.com, you can see all of our top notes, middle notes, base notes, the heart of it. It's so much fun. And we're actually doing 20% off for you guys. It's going to be heart. If you use the promo code HEARTS, you'll get 20% off your entire order. But this is our launch, our first blend that we're launching in 2026. And it's just to support that space of being okay with not knowing what's next. The old blueprint may have, folded, and now it's like, I don't know where my map is going. I'm not sure where it is. It's okay not to know. Just pause and rest in your heart. So lame. And so that's the supportive blend that we created for you guys. So it's betwixt and it's liminal is actually how it is on the website, because it's the same place. It's the space between spaces.
And that would be going to Star Council Alchemy.
Star Code Alchemy.
Star Code Alchemy. I have
That's
Star
Amber.
Council Magic and okay.
Cancel, cosmic cancel, code stars.
Well, Amber, who's not with us this week, is Star Council Legacy. Okay, so sorry, I have it.
No.
I'm doing too many things at once.
Oh, darling, you're good.
No,
You're
it's all
good.
good.
Let me put it up here. Okay.
So how would you recommend using this oil?
So I would think, I'm like, because really you think about, use your intuition. I always say be your own scientist with this, but what I like to do is just before I go to bed, because I want to program my dream time into what places can I go into, what is still not healed, because again, we have until February, 17th?
Yeah.
Is when we shift over into that new Chinese New Year. So we still have this opportunity to really release what no longer serves. Where do I want to go? So in dream time, this is what I actually had a couple of really fun days the last few nights, is to really heal some things that I have not even thought about consciously, but there they are. I'm like, that is so cool. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but it was profound. And so that's how I would use first thing in the morning. Same thing. How do I want to feel today? Maybe midday, just put a hand on the heart. Again, slow, deep breaths, and just tune in. How do I feel? And if you're feeling a little anxious or a little agitated or something may be coming up for you, focus back on the heart, slow, deep breath, and then inhale or apply some of that essential oil. So that's what I would suggest. So
I just wanted to add to this is we all have our own experiences and something that came through at the end of the year. So for me, I'm more into come on, let's go. People just say this was me saying months prior to the end of the year, very slow. It's just like roaring. This is heavy. Let's go. But for some reason, right now, I'm ready. I'm just ready for the new. But I'm very slow. So when everybody's already dealt with everything, I'm just behind. Uh, but at the end of the day, is the question for this year and how I use basically what we're going through and the energy of this new roll on, this new potent moving into this new portal of 2026 is what is the life that you were born to live? This is something that came to my attention, and we were talking with Bob way back. And if you go into deeper into the soul connection, um, if you want to meditate, I use it during my meditation. This is what I do. Um, but it is the life, what is for you, what is the life that you were born to live? And very often we go along, things come, there's lots of distraction out there. And but what is it really deep down? We can rebuild ourselves anytime. We can review everything. Easier said than done. Yes, but this is what we do every day. We go to bed, either whether we go through the day or whether we go through what am I doing? Or, oh my God, this is the first time that I try this. This is I can do this. So this is what I'm going to say for the blend. Ask yourself intuitively, as Barbara said, but also going deeper, moving into this new portal. This is human consciousness explosion starting for 2026. So we into this in between time to rebuild, to recreate. That's what I want to share. The end. Because I don't know. I can I can talk a lot, so I was just like, "Bruh."
Well, Nat, you mentioned something though, because there was a comment about what oil might be good for compassion. And I would say, yes, compassion, grace, that's one of the hardest things I think for us. Whenever I'm doing coaching, it's like everybody, especially as women, I'm going to generalize because there's always, you're pouring out your heart and your energy into your kids or your spouse or your partner or your friend or whatever that might be your business. And so the idea too that we see is we get burned out. We don't. It's almost like as a nurse, you're trained and you're rewarded for giving everything. And it's like, yeah, but my soul is dead. And it's like, shh, you're doing a good job. I'm like, okay. So the idea of compassion, there is actually a blend that we created. It's specifically more for the mother wound.
Mm.
And it's called Sacred Heart. And that is a really beautiful one. It's got neroli, it has rose, and it's a really heart expansive one. And so we kind of created that one more for like if you're dealing with, mom issues or something, or that unhealed things, or mothering yourself. And so
Mm.
infused in that too would be compassion for self. So that might be one. Any with like a
Mm.
floral or a neroli, that would be something that I would suggest too. And just even putting a hand or two on the heart. And actually, we can do it together if you guys want to do this. I'm always all about just like the experience
Let's
of
do,
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you'd like to, just put a hand or two on your heart. And if you want to close your eyes, you certainly
Mm.
can. And just take a moment to focus in and anchor on that beautiful heart that is beating all the time without you having to tell it to beat. It's just your constant best friend. It's your source of guidance and wisdom, and just giving our attention to that space. And just imagine your breath now is flowing in and out of that heart or chest area. And just breathing a little slower, a little bit deeper than usual. We're settling in. We're giving that ourselves permission to rest and to pause and just find whatever rhythm works for you. Some people like to count 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. It's whatever rhythm and pace is good for you, just slower and deeper than your usual rhythm. And let's just do this together for just a moment. And if at any point there's a distraction or there's a thought that comes in, just gently bring your attention back to the heart and back to your breath. And as you continue that heart focused breathing, you can set an intention or say to yourself, I am compassion. I am love. I am gratitude. Whatever else feels, breathing that in and knowing that every time we shift our emotional state, we're changing our biochemistry, we're creating different, like an inner pharmacy is now producing hormones and neurotransmitters that feed us with every beat of your heart. that intention is now being distributed to every cell in your body. And just allowing for that replenishment, that restoration, that transformation in this moment. And if you'd like, you can certainly send that energy not only to yourself, but to each of us gathered here on this call. We're creating a coherent community, a beautiful space of support, a beautiful space that's going to support us moving into this fire horse year. And before we get that fire and that speed that the horse can bring with it, allowing ourselves that time to pause, to rest, allowing information to come through, not chasing the answer, but just sitting in that heart space, knowing that when the answers are ready, when we get the call to action, we will have the energy to move forward into that. And so just one last slow, deep breath. And exhale what no longer serves. And when you're ready, you can bring your attention back and open your eyes.
Thank you, Val.
That was really powerful. Very, I went right in. So Barbara, is your strongest connection to Mintaka? Yeah, I'll tell you later. I don't want. Yeah. Wow.
There's a couple of other little things, a little peripheral, but yes, it's definitely
Yeah.
that dolphin fluidity of goodness.
Yeah, and it was seahorses, and I saw a ship going into the water, and that's how you enter is from the sea. Like, it was a trip. It was cool. Thank you.
Yay! Thanks for sharing that.
hmm
Yeah, and
I
thanks
could tell you more.
for sending energy, and because you can feel that the science does show again. Let me get my notes, but no, the science shows that Heartmath Institute. I mean, if you guys are familiar with that, and if you've been to the conferences before, you've seen me do this before. Is just that energetic of what we feel, what we think. It just fills all of our cells. So now we're full, and the overflow now goes out to everybody else. And when we come together in that beautiful space, it's just divine. So thank you all for allowing me to do that and for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Very well received. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the top note right there. So good.
Indeed. Yeah.
I
Very
can't
good.
look here because I was crying.
Verklempt.
Verklempt.
Talk amongst
Verklempt.
yourselves.
I am verklempt. I need an emotional support Yoda right now.
In the best way.
Why does Yoda smell like oils?
The top note is peppermint.
And this is our Hawaii. This was gifted.
Oh.
Our little Hawaii lei. Wow, thank you all so much for being here. It's so cool to be like in this now and sharing at this level. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
crying
And
with the crying though.
Together we rise. Talk about Rise of the Guardians. I think about that as an activation where we come together and we're really sharing that heart space, whether it's live or whether you're in the archive, you're watching those that conference. That is what's coming. And we know that's going to be really activational, especially after that solar eclipse. And we're going to be in that whole new phase. And for now, we gather our energy and we get ready to rise together. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, I love that.
We are very lucky to have found each other, very lucky to have found the time and space to do these lives and have created this like wonderful group of people that all come together to do this. So
Yeah.
thank you for that was kind of like a blessing for this group. Thank you, Barbara.
Kimberly,
Yeah.
thank you for coordinating and for helping us,
Yeah.
keeping us on track and getting us, and for the invitation to come back and play for sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we maybe get to see you in Sedona perhaps in May.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yay.
Yeah. No, I'll be there. But yeah, I forgot to mention it before we all got on this live that we need to have a Zoom to talk all things
Yeah.
conference, and my idea that we are absolutely going to do. Is everyone available in February? Do you have more time freed up in February?
Yeah.
Depending on the
Yeah.
week.
Depends on the
Oh
week.
yeah, that's
I will
right. That's right.
actually,
Yeah.
I will have a window of where I'll
Okay.
be Conscious Life Expoing in
Okay.
Los Angeles, but around that.
But other than that, yeah,
Yeah.
because I really want to start on the project that you all know what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Yes. Um,
Uh,
I don't
oh,
want to take us out of this beautiful,
I know it's
dreamy.
so yeah, it's such a dreamy high vibe. I smelled a little lemon that helped me kind of like, okay, don't just cry on camera. That's not for
It's
interesting.
okay.
Some people do that. Some people actually they post that, and I honor that
Yeah.
vulnerability. But
Mm.
I just wanted to mention too that if
Oh,
you
that's
come
good.
out to Rise of the Guardians and you're not sure about rides or hotel rooms, etc., we do have a chat room that we always set up, which is really cool. It's a Telegram chat, and you can share, you can pregame, meet some friends, and share resources. So just throwing that out there, because if it feels like, oh my gosh, it's so much to coordinate, or financially, it's like, yeah, let's share an Uber, let's share a ride, let's
Hmm.
share a hotel, let's roommate. People have met besties, met lovers, got married, and met business partners. So we're really, really, really grateful.
The
I'm blessed.
the difference with this conference compared to like a lot of other things that I've attended is every single person that comes to this is like our group chat. Like they want to be there, so it's not just like, oh, curiosity or, or there's no surface comprehension. Like everybody there is really, um, there's like well matched energy,
Mm.
and so you will absolutely become friends with other people and like find people
And
that share your belief systems and
the
yeah,
fun that takes place, and I want to say that we're really wanting to curate something so special every time we want to up level, right? And so
mhm,
Friday night we'll have a native elder who's going to speak
mhm,
maybe on the Hopi prophecies or these types of topics because they're really resonant right now. And then we will have a native tribe do some performance, some dance performance, so we can all sort of that feels so good to me and
mhm.
exciting that for me dance is always like that, but that sort of gathering of the tribe. So that's going to really anchor us in on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll have, our speakers, we'll have panels, but Saturday night is the crystal ball. So that's where we get dressed up and we play. And there's a new DJ out there called
Mm.
DJ Starlord, which is surreal. Starlord
Spotify.
on
Spotify.
Spotify making some really amazing stuff.
I love that. Yeah.
3 or 4 DJs, and we dance and we party. We let our hair down, and we have such a great time playing. And so there's no shortage of fun. And then Sunday, again, we'll have. I love that we're gonna have a divine feminine panel, divine masculine panel, and then a healing panel. So you're really gonna see a lot of people and get to be with a lot of people. So we get to party together.
Oh,
And then
so good.
the Way of Being Foundation with let's see, Zachary Fisher and that tribe. They're gifting essentially like what's going to be sort of a family barbecue or sort of like a kickback day in the park together, and that'll be the Monday event. And I believe that that's total. As long as you're Rise of the Guardians guest, you can attend that. So they're gifting that. So it's really beautiful to see how, as a community, we're coming together and we're each like basically bringing our puzzle piece, bringing our like a potluck. Everyone's been so generous with what they're bringing, and it makes it so that we're all feasting now. It feels like we're all feasting because of that. So really, it's very Aquarian age. It just feels like dang time. Right?
Better
Ah,
together. Better
yeah,
together.
better together.
And pre-sale tickets, right? When is that in?
Pre-sale tickets, yes. So right now, early bird tickets. I think we're extending that a little bit more. So if you can snag those tickets by January, it'll be a better, a bit of a better price.
And we'll be the people that are checking you in when you walk in.
Yeah, it's gonna be us.
Yep.
You'll laugh because you'll see us check you in, then you'll see us serve food, and then you'll
Yeah.
see us at the dance floor, and
Yeah.
then you'll see
Yeah.
that
Tearing down the tables. It's us.
it's a thing.
Hmm.
And
See,
it's there. So that's what that's what we want to keep. We want to keep it that way. We love that. So
Oh, Sherry, that's so cool. You already got it on Spotify. I love that. Yeah,
Oh,
it's good music, right?
it is.
Who knew
yeah.
this guy? What can this guy not do?
I love it.
I don't know.
Is there going to be a Rion impersonation this year
Oh, that
again? Dude, that was so good.
we'll have to see. I do like to dress up as Rion.
That was really good. That was very
I
fun.
couldn't tell the
So,
difference between the two.
I'm telling you, study the man. I'm able to tap in.
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone has questions, like specific, feel free to ask them. Like, I mean, it doesn't even have to just be here in the chat. It can be through social media. You know, if it's just easier, send it to me and I'll get it. I'll get the answers for you. So these guys are busy. These girls are busy. Um, it's so magical to actually be all together in one space.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you all
It's
for
like-
being
we
here.
miss you out there.
Yes.
Sure, I miss you always.
I know.
Aloha.
I know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And my friend Sydney says, Barbara, your message and energy was exactly when I needed it in this very moment and will resonate for a while.
Nice.
Thank you.
All the way up in San Francisco.
Wow, beautiful. Well, joy.
Or
It's
adjacent.
all meant to be. There's no coincidences. You know, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Corey.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to keep track with some of the comments and everything else. I want to thank you for, I don't know, for just joining in. This is great. You know, this is very light-hearted, throwing a lot of information over there, and you can use it exactly how it works, you know, for you. And but always remember, everything starts from the heart. Be kind to yourself. You know, I'm working on myself. Yes, this is the year, and this is, we need a lot more of this very deep rooted, heart centered beings. So keep shining. That's what I want to say.
Thank you, Natalie. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have you do some light language on here sometime. We can have a light language live.
Yeah, and you can translate.
Yeah.
And let us know what
Right.
you want to know. If there's questions about other things, I mean, if this was helpful or interesting, I mean, I always love to share info because I'm just a curious soul. Like, what else to show me more? So if that feeds you and you guys want to learn more, let us know and we'll pop back on and share some more fun stuff. So
That's this channel is named after our group. So you see a lot of the same faces on a regular basis just because, but it's all of us. So thank you. Thank you for bringing your, yeah.
Happy Friday.
yes.
Oh, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. No, this is wonderful. These are so fun and successful is a weird word, but these are so um, just magical because of everyone that joins us and keeps coming back and keeps adding to it. And so thank you if you're watching live or if you're watching what would it be, the whatever when it's posted replay. Okay, I don't feel well today, sorry. Clearly half my brain is somewhere else, not intentionally. And it's rare that dude, I was moody earlier and I was like, wait, I don't get moody anymore. Like, what's happening? And then I realized like my immune system was tanking, but I put a lot of stuff in liquid. Like this whole conversation we've had, I put a lot of good things in liquid and feel so much better. But yeah, thank you everyone. And again, please ask questions, ask away. you all know now how to reach out to Star Code, Al- Star Code Alchemy on Instagram if you're Instagram users.
Yeah,
And if I, and they can go straight to your website and message you as well. But yeah, okay,
absolutely. Yes.
obviously.
Well, and reach out. We have a contact, and if you have questions about anything that you see online, you're like, I don't know what would be best, we are happy
Mhm.
to chat with you and discuss. So we're here to serve and honored to do it. So
Absolutely. Yep.
Yes. And any questions about the conference? Um, don't message Shauna at Heart on Radio. It,
I'm
but
not on the socials much, but if you email support at teamlight.com or you go
yeah,
to teamlight.com or teamlightstore.com, any of those will do. Yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions about that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I saw earlier somebody was asking when in March. I think we were talking about dates of conferences, and I saw, oh, when in March.
yeah,
So if it's for Team Light, you can reach out on social media, and or if it's for us, Dark with Alchemy, just reach out, and we'll send you all the information that you need to know.
yeah,
yep.
because those were two different conferences. So the
Right.
Rise of the Guardians is
I
in May.
wasn't sure. Yeah.
Conference is the quintessential conference is going to be the Rise of the Guardians, May 8th, 9th, and 10th. The other conference that we're vending at is going to be Sedona something Ascension, and it's March 20th, 21st, 22nd. And they're both at the Sedona Performing Arts Center.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny. We have one coming up in like 2 weeks here, and it's called Little Sedona in California. Yeah,
Mm,
there's some kind of conference, and it's coming here. It's funny.
nice.
Yeah, I I want you. I want your version of Little Sedona in California.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
Rise of the Guardian is in May. Yeah, I'm just reading
Yeah.
some of the comments. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Sending
Thanks.
hugs and love,
Appreciate you
everyone.
guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah.
And thank you. I hope you get better soon, Kimberly.
I'm
And
already. Thank you. I'm
we
already.
appreciate you and everything that you do for sure on
No,
social
I
media. I don't know how you do it, but you're doing it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
I know. I
Yeah.
know you do. Yeah.
And I pinned it earlier in the chat, but if since we have quite a few of us on here, um, besides lives and podcasts, and we've done a lot of silly stuff on this channel, and so if you all have found well, we reached out to the Galactic Federation, or Case Parks does, and then we facilitated that in a video. So if anyone wants a good laugh, I put it at the beginning of the chat. I don't know if I
Oh,
can pin
yes.
it on here, but just it's one of our it's thank you for calling the Galactic Federation is what it's called
Yeah.
on our channel. And
It's worth watching over and over and over. It still makes me laugh. I'm like, that is so funny.
I looked today, it has like 11,000 something views. That's pretty
Sweet.
cool. Yeah.
Share it out.
Maybe we were ahead of our time a little, there's going to be more people, getting a giggle out of it. But that was so fun. Anything to create and play with y'all, truly.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, there's more coming. There's definitely more coming. Okay. Well, thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you, my friends, for joining. And I love to see, for any reason, I love to see you. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sorry to do it right now. But Dr. Gale is going to be here next Friday, the author that I love.
oh,
Yeah, How I Met an Alien. Yeah, so
yeah.
and I already messaged your mom, Shauna, if she's available. I would like her to join and so they are their own
Or
podcast
just sit
alone.
back and watch where
Yeah.
you out and yeah.
The experience between Dr. Gale and your mom. So she's coming next Friday.
Wow, love it.
Yeah, and then since we're all paying attention, February 6th is when Karen Dotrice, and who is from Mary Poppins, the daughter from Mary Poppins, and then my friend Ellie Lax, who founded the Gentle Barn. They're going to come on and talk about funny animal healing and
Wow.
that kind of stuff too. So Shauna, if you wanted to be on that one, I mean, I would love to have all of you here every week, but I had mentioned that to you before, Shauna.
Do you have a playlist or a content list for people to see or no? Because that's really cool to know what's ahead. Like you have nothing
Mm,
but to have a content list. You know, since you're
well, things changed because they were supposed to be here last week.
Mm.
Yeah, they so that is a really good idea, and I like the way you think, Barbara. I do.
Oh,
But
goodness.
yeah, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
we're right here. We're right here. But I have once everybody confirms on Tuesday and I make the promo, then I'm gonna I can't put the I can't schedule a live yet until I get home because I'm at the farm when I'm doing the promos. But yeah, I'm also trying to be in the flow state where if things change, it's okay too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be for sure.
But my goal is to have really cool guests like yourselves every week, and then every once in a while it's just me and Shannon being intuitives, psychic.
Yeah. But thank you. It was nice to meet you, Shannon, by the way. Thank you.
It was nice to meet you guys. I love
Yeah.
this. I've already been like shopping on your website.
Oh,
Well, Shannon's coming, so
promo
Sh-
code.
Shannon's
hearts,
coming with
hearts.
me.
Save 20%.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. So we'll all be in the same room in May anyway. Yeah.
thank you. Lots of exciting projects coming up.
Yes.
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 Great.
This is
All the best for everyone.
All
Okay.
right, au revoir.
Truly goodbye.
Au revoir.
Truly goodbye.
Truly.
Honestly, this
Au
is
revoir.
the real goodbye.
and go.
This
We
is
love
over
you.
your
No,
top
you
line.
hang up.
I'm
No,
leaving.
you hang up.
No, you.
No.
You hang up.
No.
No, you
On the count of
No, you.
3.
Okay, I'm doing it. Oh, I have to hit okay. They're like double
Oh, are
checking.
you sure?
Like, are you sure you're trying to leave? I don't know.
Okay.